Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm super excited because I'm going to share with you guys how to make this super soft Filipino Ensaymada. I grew up eating this sweet soft bread in the Philippines without the cheese, but I've seen people really loving the Ensaymada with cheese, so I made two versions. One with just plain sugar and butter or margarine toppings, and one with added cheese, so it's really all up to you what's your preference. I do like the old-fashioned where it's just rolled in sugar and butter, but my daughter loves the one with cheese, so that's why I'm making both. The dough of this bread is actually quite similar to brioche bread, and you will see what I meant when you actually make this and you've made the brioche bread before. But this melts in your mouth and it's just amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed it and be able to make it at home. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Starting with my warm milk, I'm going to add my yeast, and I'm just going to mix this and set this aside while I make my dough. And in my mixer, I have my evaporated milk, my whole eggs, and my egg yolks, and I'm just going to mix this for a few seconds. I'm going to try and mix all my liquid first, and later on I'm going to add all my dry ingredients. As soon as my evaporated milk and my eggs are completely mixed, I will then turn the mixer off and I'm going to add my yeast and mix this all up again for a couple seconds. I will turn the mixer back on again, and I will also add my vanilla extract. And at this time, I should be ready to add all of my dry ingredients, starting with my sugar and my salt. And I'm gonna turn the mixer off because I'm about to add my flour. I'm starting with my all-purpose flour. Turn the mixer back on, starting on low speed to make sure it doesn't fly all over the place, the flour. I'm going to mix this just for a couple seconds, and then I will also add the rest of my flour. I'm using bread flour. And then I'm going to turn my mixer on medium speed, and I'm just gonna mix this until all the dough is fully incorporated, and I will start to add my shortening and my soft butter. I just pop my butter in microwave for about 8 seconds and I get the butter soft and not melted. As soon as I'm done adding my butter, I am going to turn my mixer off, and I'm just going to scrape the side of the bowl. You can see that the dough is quite sticky, and that's okay. At this time, you can go ahead and change your attachment to a dough hook if you have it. I can't seem to find mine, so I'm just going to use my paddle attachment, and I'm going to turn the mixer on high speed and mix this for about 3 minutes. After about 3 minutes on high speed, my dough is finally ready, and you can see right here that the dough is quite similar to brioche dough if you made that dough before. And I'm just going to transfer this into a bowl. I did use a non-stick spray, and I'm going to let this proof for about 2 to 3 hours until it doubles in size. You can let your dough proof just in the counter, and that could take about 3 hours like I said. But if you want to do it faster, what I usually do is preheat my oven for about 175 to 200 degrees, and then turn the oven off. Keep it open for a couple minutes, and then use that to let my dough proof, and usually that takes about an hour and it's faster that way. But today I am actually going somewhere for a few hours, so I'm just going to let my dough proof in my kitchen counter, and we'll be back in a few hours. After about 3 hours, you can see that my dough is completely ready. I'm just going to try and knead this for a few minutes, and I'm going to use my dough scraper because the dough is quite sticky, and you want to keep doing this until the dough is not sticky anymore. You can see right here, this is about ready to be portioned and rolled now. You can portion your dough and use your scale and gram everything out. I would say 110 to 115 gram each, but I'm just making this ensaymada for my family, so I'm just going to do a guessing game, I guess, and hopefully it turns out okay. I made this before, so it wasn't that bad. And then let's go ahead and start shaping our dough. This is actually my favorite part of making ensaymada. It's the rolling time. I'm not sure why. Maybe I find it very relaxing. And I'm just going to continue doing this until I use up all of my ensaymada dough. I love making something like this for the weekend, especially if the kids are home, because they get to help out and they get to taste the finished product. So right now I just finished shaping my ensaymada. I'm going to spray my plastic wrap. That way my dough will not stick, and also it helps with proofing my dough. I am going to do this on both sides, and I'm going to then leave this at room temperature again for about an hour, or just until it doubled in size again. This process is very important. Make sure you do not skip this. While my dough is proofing, I'm going to mix my egg wash with just whole eggs, and I'm just gonna whisk this just like so. After about 1.5 hours, my ensaymada is just about ready for the egg wash. You can see that it doubled in size again for the second time, and it's important that you wait until you have your dough looks like this. If you don't let your ensaymada proof properly, you're going to end up with a dense ensaymada, and nobody likes that. Now let's go and bake our ensaymada. I have my oven at 350 degrees, and we're just gonna bake it for about 30 minutes. While my ensaymada is baking, I am going to make my frosting. I have my granulated sugar, my soft butter, and my margarine. I'm just going to use my whisk and just mix this together until nice and creamy. You can see right here. If you don't have a margarine, feel free to use just butter, or if you don't have butter, feel free to just use margarine. And the frosting is done. Let's go ahead and wait for our ensaymada to come out of the oven. As soon as your ensaymada is ready, go ahead and brush it with your butter and sugar frosting. And you want to do this right away. Make sure that your ensaymada is still completely hot, because you want to see that the butter start to melt, and that's what you're looking for. And you can see right here that the sugar and the butter just melts into your ensaymada. I'm just going to finish brushing my butter and sugar frosting all over my ensaymada until I used up everything. You can serve it just like this with just the butter and sugar frosting, but if you want, you can also just roll this again into granulated sugar and top it with some cheese. So I'm going to show you guys both ways, and you can decide which one you like more. Like I said, I grew up eating ensaymada with just granulated sugar and margarine, so it's really up to you. Some people really like it with cheese too, so that's why I'm showing you guys both. And this is what it looks like. I am going to roll it again with some more granulated sugar. This is optional. You do not need to do this part. I feel like I already have enough sugar in there. I have enough sugar and I have enough butter. This bread definitely has butter, and more butter. Just the way I like it. And there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again on my next video. Bye.